Hello, it's Arit here from the Essetino Artist channel, where we help you simplify your marketing so you can amplify your results and make more money doing what you love. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to design an eye-catching YouTube thumbnail in Photoshop. Specifically, I'm going to show you how to design a thumbnail like this one. So you really want to be able to catch attention, because if you catch attention with your thumbnails, you're going to get more clicks and more people to watch your videos. So we're going to create some depth, we're going to create some movement, and really have this thumbnail stand out in the search results. Let's get started. So the very first thing that you want to do is decide what is going to make this thumbnail eye-catching. For whatever video you're releasing, you want to go onto YouTube and type in the topic of the video that you're releasing. So in this case, it's Etsy tips for new sellers. This is a video that I'll be releasing. It's a compilation video I'll be releasing pretty soon on the channel. So if I'm scrolling through here, I can see everything is pretty light colored. Lots of light colors and images of people. Okay, so when you compare this one here with the bright orange and the big in-your-face text, this is what's going to make it stand out. So you really want to take a look and see what's already on the first page and do something different. So for me, I decided to do this big block of orange color with really big text, in addition to a photo of myself here. So this is what we're going to do. And the first thing you need to do in Photoshop is create this canvas. So this right here is 1920 by 1080. So let's go to File, New, and over here we'll go 1920 by 1080. And RGB, this RGB color mode is fine, 72 is fine. We're going to create that and zoom out a little bit. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is put this zipper image in. So it's really like, because it's a compilation, it's a guide, it's a collection of different videos, I thought it'd be cool to do like an unzip thing. You can get this from just going to Google. What I did was type in zip image. I went to the images tab, and then I went to under tools, you have to select Creative Commons licenses. So what that's going to do is it's going to pull up all the images that are royalty-free images that you can use. But you still have to check the images just to make sure. So I scrolled through here, and you can use any of these. It has to say public domain, and it has to say free for commercial use. So what I did was I was scrolling through here, and I was clicking on some of the related images that are on the bottom here, and that's where I found this one. Now, Free Pick, I already know it's a website where you can download, so you can see here, free for personal and commercial purpose with attribution. So all you need to do if you use this image is put when you download it, it'll show you this text right here is what you need to put in your video description. So just keep that in mind so that nothing falls back on you, and you can use this as you like. So once you've downloaded that zip folder, what we need to do is we need to come back here, go to File, Place Embedded. You can see here in the Downloads folder, it's going to download as a zip folder, and then you just need to right-click, hit Extract All. It's going to unzip the folder, and we're going to come in here and use the JPEG. So it's going to place it on your canvas. I'm just going to make it bigger so we can see it here. And what we need to do is delete this background. We'll go to the eraser tool, go to Magic Eraser, and then click on this part here. And it's going to ask you to rasterize it. Say yes, okay. And then just click in that area to get rid of everything. And then you'll need to click again. So you can see here I'm on tolerance 30. So if yours is showing up differently, it just means that you have to undo. Just go Control Z and then adjust this here. So I'm going to click here, and then I can use this tool, the selection tool, to just select this and hit delete on my keyboard. So that was pretty easy. Next, I'm going to use the Move tool, and then go to Edit, Free Transform, and rotate this to about 90 degrees as best as you can. And then I'm going to move it into place and make this bigger. So I'm going to make it pretty big actually, because as you can see, I'll just show you. Let's hit the check mark. So you can see here it's covering more than half of the thumbnail. So that's why I made it pretty big. And I am going to, as a shortcut, to do the transform thing, instead of going edit, transform, free transform, you can see here the shortcut's Control T. So I'm going to use that from now on my keyboard. And I'm going to pull this forward like so. All right. Now this came in red, and because it's an Etsy video, that's their colors, I thought it'd be cool to change the color to the actual Etsy because it catches the eye. That's what my viewer is looking for, and that's what they recognize. So think about that when you're changing the color of this. I'm gonna go to image, make sure the layer is selected, image, adjustments, hue, saturation, and then you can play with this hue to change it to whatever color you like. So I changed it to this orange color, hit OK. And now we're gonna put an image behind it. So you can put whatever image you like for your thumbnail. Just make sure there's that contrast. So you can see here there's the bright orange and then my photo with the blues, and it's kind of like a cooler tone to it. So that's why it contrasts nicely. If you use an image here, don't use it something similar to what you have here. So I'm gonna go to File, Embed again. We're gonna bring in a photo right here. So let's double click that, make this bigger. All right, and then hit the check mark. Let's move the layer underneath. And now I'm gonna, with the selection tool, just move it into place like so. You can either leave it like this, or you could do something like this where I wanted to make my image smaller. I'm gonna hit Control T again on my keyboard to make this smaller. I wanted to make it smaller like this, and because of that, I needed a solution to put over here with these bars. So all I did was duplicate the image by click and dragging it to the plus sign. And then I did Control T again, made it bigger. It's using the exact same image, but just putting it behind this one and blurring it out. So with that selection, go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and you can see here it's gonna blur it behind there, which kind of adds like a cool, it almost brings up this image and kind of pops it out even more. So that's what I did there. And if you want to edit this image itself, you could go to Image, Brightness, and just make it look better. Maybe you took a photo and it was like too dark or something, so you could adjust that there. All right, so next is the text, very important. So if you want to bring in logos, you can do that depending on what the thumbnail is for. I had the Etsy logo here. So again, bring in things that your audience is already going to recognize, and it's what they're looking for. So I downloaded the Etsy logo right here. And all I did was, again, using the magic eraser tool, rasterizing it, clicked again here, and that got rid of, oh, I need to bring that on top right here. All right, and then the last part here is just adding the text and this block over here, and I'll show you why I did that. So what do we have here? Simplified guide. Okay, so I'm going with the text tool, just click anywhere, and let's make this bigger. So this is the character tool set or window. If you don't see it over here, if it doesn't come up for whatever reason, you can go to window and then character to make that show. So let's make this bigger. Let's make it white and then drag it on top. So I had Etsy simplified, which we had something like this. And if, by the way, you don't have enough space, you can always bring the zipper even more and then Control T to free transform it. And then I'm going to hold down Shift while I click and drag this. So it kind of stretches it out a little bit, but as long as it doesn't look too distorted, it will be fine. If it is looking distorted when you do that, just make the entire thing bigger rather than just stretching it horizontally. So I have this part here, I have more room now. And then again, I'm gonna go, and then what we're gonna do is click on this, make it bigger, like really big. And the thing with creating eye-catching thumbnails is you want to make your text big enough so that people can actually see it. Because keep in mind, thumbnails are really small. If I zoom out, I'm going to go Control minus on my keyboard. You need to be able to see that text. You need to be able to read it at this size. So just keep that in mind. That's kind of the test that I always do. If I can't read it when it's that small, then I have to make the text bigger. So Etsy Simplified Guide, and we're going to do 4, whoops. Make this smaller, because what we're going to do is make new sellers super big, like you see here. That's going to catch attention. I did that on purpose because if you're a new seller and you're looking for a resource video related to that, then that's going to, it's going to capture your attention. That's what you're looking for. So let's make this a lot bigger for new sellers right here. All right, so we've added all of our text in, and you might need to kind of move things around and adjust it like you see here. I'm going to pull this down a bit more, make this one smaller because this isn't really an important word. And we're going to put a black bar behind it. So grab the rectangle, make sure your fill is to black, and then I'm going to click and drag. And we can move this into place. So you can either make it fit the entire word, but you can see here I made it narrower. So let's do that. It kind of brings out the text a little bit more. So you just click on it, Control T again to transform it. And then I'm going to hold down Shift and bring this smaller like that. And then the final step is to just add certain shadows. So you can see here, if I zoom up, the zipper thing has a shadow. The text here has a shadow. So we're going to add these because what it does is just create some depth. And by the way, you can see here, when I removed the background on this one, it kind of like ate part of the zipper. It's totally fine. Don't try to get perfect with it because remember, it's going to be small. People aren't going to be inspecting it as a perfect graphic anyways. They're not even going to see that. And you might have not noticed it until I showed it to you. So I think the same thing happened here. Don't stress out. The important thing is instantly when someone looks at it, it's got to be eye-catching, and that's what it does. It serves that purpose. So let's start with this text here. I'm going to double click on it and we're going to add a drop shadow. I like how it has a thicker shadow on the bottom. So to do that, I'm increasing the opacity and the distance to bring that down. And the size and the spread is just 0 because I just want that solidness of the shadow for the text. For this, I'm going to click on this layer with the zipper. We're going to add more of that hazier shadow. So double click on the layer, drop shadow, and instead of this solid one, we're going to decrease the opacity to about there, and then bring down this distance a little bit more and bring up the sizing. So we want maybe a little bit more. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so let's zoom out. This is the final check, always. Zoom all the way out. See, is it eye-catching? Does it stand out? Is it easy to read? If so, then that's what we want. And the last part here is just to go to File, Save As. Make sure you save the PSD document because that's the editable file if you want to come back and make changes, and then go to Save As Type, save as a PNG or a JPEG, and that will be the file that you go and upload to your channel. And by the way, I've created thousands of YouTube thumbnails for our channel as well as our clients. I've also designed some thumbnail templates. So if you don't want to be bothered with creating a separate thumbnail for each video and you need someone to create a template for you with your branding that just makes it easy for you to pop in the words and the images, I'd be happy to do that. Just head over to the description. I'll have my email address there for you and you could shoot me an email letting me know what you need. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.